Today on The Young and the Restless, Chance and Nick go back to the motel, Claire meets with Jordan, and Victor grows suspicious. All products and services featured are independently chosen by editors. However, soaps.com may receive a commission on orders placed through its retail links, and the retailer may receive certain auditable data for accounting purposes. At Sharon's place, Chance tells Nick that they've tracked the car Sharon's abductor was driving via surveillance videos all over town. At one point it pulled into the Riverbank Motel. "We're getting close." Nick says that's the proof they need. That's where Ian is staying. Whoever took Sharon is obviously working with him. Chance wants to hear more. Nick says when he confronted Ian he dodged and made sure not to tell him much of anything. Chance tells Nick if they need to solve this, they need hardcore proof to link Sharon's disappearance back to Ian. Nick says the car being at the motel is evidence. Chance says they need more. He's sending a team over there. Nick argues they don't have time for that. He wants to corner Ian and make him talk. Nick grabs his keys and Chance warns him to slow down. He shouldn't give Ian a reason to charge him with assault. Nick thinks Chance should come along with him in an official capacity. The car going to the motel is damning enough evidence to warrant a visit. Chance thinks it's a long shot and risky. Nick begs him to work with him on this. The longer they wait for solid evidence, the more trouble Sharon is in. "We have to do something." Chance guesses it's worth a shot, so they head out. In her motel room, Jordan holds a drink and rants about being abandoned by Ian Ward. The bastard. She says she didn't need anything from him, not his lousy advice or his lousy kisses. "I can do this on my own. I can carry this out by myself, without you." Setting her drink down, Jordan looks in the mirror and affirms, "I can, because I'm me, and I'm going to do what I should have done all along." With that, she picks up her phone. At the ranch, Victoria thinks they should all get some rest, although she won't be able to sleep very well. Nikki agrees. They need to get rid of Jordan for good. But this. Claire reiterates that Jordan has to die. She'll never give up and wants all of them dead. They've gone over this and they agreed that it has to be done. Victoria worries about Claire becoming her next victim. Claire assures that she'll use her tactics and turn them back on her. She tells her grandmother and mother to go get some rest. When this is over, all they'll feel is relief. Victoria says that's not all we'll feel. Claire reminds them that they have been sworn to secrecy. Victoria reminds Claire not to go off on her own. Claire's phone rings. It's Jordan. They debate until Claire answers, "Aunt Jordan, I didn't expect to hear from you so soon. It's much sooner than I expected." Jordan tells Claire their encounter has her reeling and full of emotion. Claire says she's felt the same way. When she hugged her, it felt like it always should have been. Claire wonders if she can trust her aunt. She's the only one who can help her pull off her plan. She hopes she'll be impressed. "When can we meet?" Jordan agrees that they should meet face to face, but she worries she's trying to lure her into a trap. Claire offers to let her lay the ground rules. Jordan tells Claire she wouldn't be alone. Claire asks who she'd be with. Jordan says it's the person who helped her with an escape plan and doesn't mind getting their hands dirty. She has confidence in the person, and if you were lying, it could be very bad for someone you know. Claire asks what she means and who is her friend. Jordan says they should meet. Claire assures her this is legit. She refers to what the Newmans deserve and never dreamed Jordan would be free to help her. Jordan orders her to Crimson Lights and tells her to wait for instructions. Claire hangs up and tells Nikki and Victoria she's buying this. She's desperate to think she can control her. Victoria thinks this is happening too fast, but Claire has it all figured out. "This is what I need you and Grandma to do." Aunts alone, Victoria worries to Nikki that they could be there for hours, not even knowing if Claire is safe. How can they go through with this plan? They don't want Claire to have blood on her hands. It would break her and break them if they let it happen. Nikki prays she won't be able to go through with it, but Jordan has to be captured. Getting her back behind bars is crucial. Victoria doesn't think they need to kill her. Nikki agrees, "We're not going to let her take us down with her." Victoria talks to her mother about how it felt to hear Claire plotting a murder. "It sent chills down my spine." Nikki says she was trained to be that way. Victoria wonders how much she's been through. She deserved a better life. Nikki says they can't change the past. Victoria worries if things go down as Claire wants them to, what will the long-term effect be for her? Nikki thinks Claire wants to save lives and they don't seem to have another choice. They have to get close enough to Jordan to apprehend her and Claire will make that happen. They'll take it moment to moment. When push comes to shove, Claire may not be able to go through with it. Victor walks in and asks what's going on. He senses they're hiding something from him and asks, "Where's Claire?" At Crimson Lights, Claire sits on the patio and waits. She flashes to telling her aunt that she uses and twists people around. She takes everything good and leaves them nothing. She remembers confronting her about stealing her from her family, and Jordan saying she saved her and made her who she is. Claire recalls calling her aunt a monster and telling her that was the last time they would see each other. In the present, Claire says, "No more, Aunt Jordan." She wonders what she's up to. Just then she gets a text, "Proceed to where we met earlier. No tricks." Claire replies that she's on her way and heads out. At the motel, Nick pounds on Ian's door and hollers as Chance looks on. In the park, Claire holds 2 hot drinks and waits. Sitting on the bench, she finally sees Jordan approaching in her blonde wig disguise. She points out she's alone as promised and asks if her aunt is okay. Jordan's just reeling from seeing her again. Claire had no idea what it would mean to be this close to her, that suddenly everything would make sense. Jordan wants to believe her. Claire hands her an oolong tea fixed as she likes it and reminds her how well they know each other. She recalls them staying up all night over tea plotting revenge against the Newmans. Jordan takes the drink Claire wasn't offering, and the young woman realizes she still doesn't trust her. Claire tells Jordan she wouldn't slip her something. They go over how much Jordan taught Claire about chemicals and how to use them. Claire says she'd never use it against her. Jordan recalls that Claire didn't rescue her when she drank the poison. Claire says she thought she wanted to die. Who was she to stand in her way? But we did save you in the end. She tells her aunt that they have another chance now. "This isn't my world, it's not my life. That was always with you." She doesn't think the Newmans have completely accepted her. She could see it from the beginning and hoped it would change, but it hasn't. "I'm an outsider with them," Jordan asks. "Do you think they don't trust you?" Claire says they shouldn't. She's been playing them from the beginning. "I'm playing the long con against the Newmans, just like you taught me." Jordan asks about her plan and how she fits in. Claire says the Newmans have accepted her in the public eye. She's legally a Newman now with all that entails, including an impressive inheritance should my mother, Victoria Newman, meet with an unexpected, unfortunate turn of fate. At the ranch, Nikki and Victoria ask Victor about Ian and if there is news on Sharon. Victor says Nick is working with the police. If anyone can find her, it's Nick. At the motel, Chance and Nick enter the room where Ian had been staying and call out his name. He's not there, so they search the room. Chance picks up Jordan's empty glass and says Ian doesn't wear this shade of lipstick. His accomplice is a woman. Chance calls the front desk and learns that Ian hasn't checked out, but there's none of his things there. Nick said it looked like he was staying there when he visited the last time. Maybe he skipped out on his bill and is with Sharon right now. Chance says they'll run the fingerprints on the glass and will hopefully get a hit in the database. At the ranch, Nikki thinks Sharon's children must be out of their minds with worry. Victoria agrees. Victor reports that Ian may have an accomplice and tells them about Sharon's kidnapper on the footage. He thought the person was somehow familiar. Nikki asks if it was a man or a woman. Victor says you couldn't tell. But why do you ask? In the park, Jordan brings up all the vicious things Claire screamed at her in prison. Now, all of the sudden, she's telling her she wants the demise of her dear mother, Victoria. Claire says she was kind and patient in the beginning, but it has become painfully clear that she just wants a daughter like her, raised as a Newman from birth. When she looks at her, all she sees is Jordan. Her aunt points out she moved in with them. Claire had to in order to convince them she wanted to be accepted. She hopes Jordan can understand and will help her fix all of this. If her plan is successful, they'll have everything they always deserved: justice and retribution. The Newmans will have to grieve their pride and joy, Victoria, just as Jordan grieved her sister Eve. They'll have enough money to go anywhere after. Claire tells Jordan that Victoria could never be her mother like she was. "I miss you so much, Aunt Jordan. I need you back in my life." At the moat.